San Francisco, the city by the bay. Oh, take a look at that skyline. What a beautiful city it is. Known for those cool summer nights, and we got one tonight, but it is hot here inside this venue. It's time for our main event. Mercito, no mercy, Gesta, taking on the veteran Luis Arceo. Let's go to the tail of the tape. You see the age difference between the two. Paulie, what stands out to you when you look at the numbers?
You know, off the bat, Gesta, 26 years old, a young guy. Obviously, you know, less battle-tested, so to speak. Arceo's been in with some very good fighters. And, you know, by some standards, some people say, you know, he might be a little over the top or shop-worn. We'll see tonight. As Gesta, 26 years old, certainly the younger of the two.
There's Gesta there, originally from the Philippines, now making his way out of San Diego. He's a southpaw. He says this fight will put him back in that lightweight title picture, but he needs to beat a veteran in Luis Arceo to do it. As Paulie pointed out, 14-year vet. This is a guy who's fought some big-time fighters. Mercito, Lopez, a number of guys. And he says it's his experience that will take him to the top tonight. Both men, as you see, are in the ring. Let's get the official introduction. Here's Joe Martinez.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live on Fox Sports 1 and Fox Deportes from the Longshoremen's Hall here in beautiful San Francisco, California. It is time for the main event of the evening. 10 rounds of boxing scheduled in the junior welterweight division. Presented by Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions in association with Don Chargan Productions, Jorge Marron Productions, and Paco Presents. Sponsored by Corona Extra, La Cerveza Más Fina, and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. This bout is sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, Executive Officer Andy Foster, and the Chairman John Frierson. The three judges scoring at ringside on the 10-point must system: Kermit Bayless, Susan Thomas Gitlin, and Marshall Walker. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Ed Collantes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready and the fighters are ready. San Francisco, make some noise if you are ready! Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks with gold, he weighed in officially 137 pounds. This veteran brings a record that stands at 28 victories, 12 defeats, 4 draws with 18 wins, coming by way of knockout desde Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, presentando Luis el Vampiro Arceo. And across the ring, his opponent stands fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing white, trimmed in black and red, he weighed in 138 1/2 pounds. A veteran of 29 professional bouts, his record stands at 27 victories. Just 1 defeat, 1 draw with 15 big wins, coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Cebu, Philippines, here is Mercito, no mercy.
Okay, you received your instructions in the dressing room. You received the instructions in the dressing room. I want you to protect yourself at all times and obey my commands at all times. Protéjese en todo tiempo, okay? Belt line's good. Aquí está bien, okay? Choco antes, suerte.
It is main event time here in San Francisco. Mercito Gesta in those white trunks. Arceo in the black trunks, the gold trim.
Gesta coming out as a right-handed fighter. even though he's a southpaw. I mean, he told us he's a natural right-hander, but he's always fought out of the southpaw stance, and tonight he's coming out.
And right after Arceo, he goes right after it.
Coming out right-handed tonight, and he stays in the right-handed stance. Interesting start by Mercito Gesta, something we didn't expect, and I'm sure certainly Luis Arceo did not expect.
Yeah, he switched, said his father made him switch at the age of 10. Started fighting southpaw. There's another left hook to the body. Arceo by Gesta.
And he actually looks comfortable. You know, one way you figure out if a fighter is comfortable in that stance is not so much the punches he throws, because fighters can throw punches out of both stances. It's the defense and his defensive awareness and sharpness out of the new stance. And, you know, you can see Gesta's pretty alert, almost as if he's been training out of his right-handed stance. And he didn't just come up with the idea on the fly, you know?
Well, Gesta's got a new trainer. It's his father. Yeah. He says they've been training now for the past couple of fights.
So maybe
worked on his head movement, worked on his footwork.
Yeah, and maybe if his father turned him southpaw as a kid, maybe turned him back to right-handed as an adult.
You know, Gesta's 27-1-1. If you think he's tough, his father, champion Muay Thai fighter, MMA fighter. Oh, as these two exchange a couple of punches there at the center of the ring.
Yeah, Mercito very shifty here in the first round, and this is something that he told us he worked on with his father, and his father told us they'd worked on it, you know, moving of the legs, movement of the head. As you see Gesta go back to lefty and then go back to right-handed again.
Just a minute left here in round one. Busy round here for both fighters. Gesta's father is in his 50s. He just stopped competing 4 years ago. Yeah, that's a tough man.
Yeah, that's a guy that wants to fight. There's a took there by Arceo. One thing Gesta has to be careful with is when he switches stances, not to do it from too close a range. You don't want to get caught with a punch while you're switching stances. You know, anytime you switch stances, you want to do it back on the outside where you're in the safety zone before you come back in and attack.
20 seconds here left, and these guys again exchange leather at the center of the ring. Final seconds of round one. Gesta caps it off with a left to the body.
Left hand, good left hand by Gesta.
Max lang, Max. Nasa. Ay, nasa gigil. Nasa gigil. Pumata. Tapuhin kayo na ego. Max, kata mouthpiece. Tapuhin ako mata, Max. Mouthpiece, Max. Tapuhin ako mata, Max. Picas, Max.
Se haya cruzado, sea upper, sea swing. Hay que rematar más rápido, ¿entendiste? Ok, vas bien, Arceo. Protector.
Esa derecha que salga como...
Sí, tiene que ser más rápida, te lo he dicho. La derecha es más rápida que tu izquierda.
La finta cortito con la izquierda y suelta la derecha.
Saya kena weakness, yang weakness, then apa tirahan.
Welcome back. Main event here. Luis Arceo there taking on Mercito Gesta. Very active round one for both guys. Arceo is 35. Been fighting for 14 years. Tonight's CompuBox stats, they're brought to you by ThrowdownFantasy.com. Draft fighters, track stats, and win. See, Gesta landed the better percentage of punches, but Arceo, certainly the busier fighter, throwing a lot.
Some blood trickling down on the top of the nose of Arceo. I don't know where the cut is at exactly. It might be on the bridge of the nose. See when he turns back around if we can get a better look at it.
Arceo's 5-1 in his last 6 fights. You know, he's been in the ring. Josecito Lopez. Anthony Peterson. Jose Armando.
Cruz, yep.
Yeah.
And there's Gesta back in the southpaw stance now this round, where we're more accustomed to seeing him.
But he thinks his experience, he says, listen, I've been in the ring with some good ones. I don't think this young guy can show me anything that I haven't seen. And he comes right after Gesta, and Gesta gives him a 1-2 right off the ropes.
Gesta's losing one of his sponsors on the back of his trunks.
Oh, you got to keep that.
Stitched.
No, you got to keep that. You got to keep the sponsors happy now. There's a left hand by Gesta. I see it. Oh, a nice right undercut there. Short right uppercut there by Gesta.
Oh, nice move there by Gesta. Straight left hand, stepped around on Arceo. Now we see that footwork that his father's been talking to us about.
Minute left here, under a minute left in this round. Good round for Gesta thus far. Steps around again and connects with a right hook. And there's a left hand. That one backs up Arceo. Here comes Gesta. He's got him against the ropes. On the attack.
Arceo holds on. Not sure if it was because he was hurt or he was trying to break up the momentum of Mercito Gesta.
Another left hand.
Good left hand to the stomach.
Final seconds of round 2. Another left hand. Arceo's hurt.
No tiene nada. Arceo, no quieres el perdido, Arceo. Vamos, vas a estar atacando.
Action from the last round, a very big round by Mercito Gesta. You see the left hand land against Arceo, and then he pushes that momentum the ropes, and there's the end of the round with a nice straight left hand, and then a little push to kind of create that space and jump on him once again with that forward momentum.
This is round 3. The cut that developed there basically on the bridge of the nose of Arceo. Here comes Arceo now. A combination, but it's Gesta. Finishes it off with a right hook. Gesta's lone defeat came in December of 2012. He lost a 12-round decision to Miguel Vasquez.
Yeah, for the lightweight title, for the IBF lightweight title. He told us it's not so much Vasquez he wants, he just wants a shot at a world title. Doesn't matter which one. Including Vasquez, obviously. Vasquez still has that IBF lightweight title.
After that loss, Gesta took about 16 months off, suffered a rib injury, sparring training from his father. He said he's sparring his father. His father gave him an elbow. He thought they were MMA Muay Thai fighting.
A nice right hook by Gesta. Yeah, the father, very intense guy.
There's another left hand by Gesta. Oh, right hand that stunned Arceo. But Arceo continues to come forward.
Arceo trying to keep Gesta on the back foot, but Gesta, oh, good body shot.
Oh, a good left hand to the body of Arceo.
Gesta doing a good job of walking him into traps and counter punches.
Arceo talked a lot about his experience. He didn't think there would be anything that Gesta could bring that he hadn't seen. I think Gesta showed him a few tricks.
Yeah, and a lot of times that's the thing with guys like Arceo. They're veterans and they have experience against the top opposition. Oh, good combination by Gesta on that counter as well. But the problem is you get that much experience and you're getting beat up on that. You know, a lot of times you're shot worn or a little bit past it. And like we said, it seems like Arceo at 35 years of age, but also having been in with so many quality, good fighters, you know, they may have punched him out of it. Gesta doing the same now. It's blood on the face of Luis Arceo.
And the combinations are coming in bunches. It was a 3-punch combination. Gesta just finished it up with a 2-punch combination, and you can see the blood there from the nose, on the bridge of the nose of Arceo. Another little short right hook by Gesta. Final seconds here of the round. When we come back, it's round 4.
Luis Arceo has his motivation here tonight. That's his wife, Violeta, of 8 years, who's watching him fight for the first time in the States. He told me at one point he was ready to call it quits on boxing, and she's the one that told him, give up when your body is ready, not when you doubt your talent. He said she is his biggest fan, his motivation, and she is the reason why he does what he does.
Thanks, Jess. Yeah, it's hard to believe. His wife, first time she's watching him fight here in the States. He said after that Mercito Lopez lost, he thought he was going to give up fighting. He said that was it. She told him, look, are you done? If you're not, get in there and fight.
Certainly it's not for lack of effort, as he keeps trying to press the action and move in on Gesta. Gesta lands a good left hook there on Gesta, but it's Gesta who's set him up for a lot of those counters.
Yeah, trips over himself there, Arceo. Arceo started this round off fast. There's another little short left hook. This one's scheduled for 10. Gesta now makes his home here in San Diego, California.
Good counter right hook there by Gesta.
We hit the halfway point of this round.
Mind Gesta fights out of the southpaw stance. Oh, good left hand. Oh, good right hand.
There's a right hand by Arceo.
Gesta landed a good left uppercut, but he pulled back straight. And Arceo was able to time him with a good right hand on the way out.
Another good exchange by both guys. Minute left in the 4th round. Short little right hook by Gesta. He tries to counter Arceo. He stunned Arceo a couple times in this fight, but he continues to press the action and come forward.
Yeah, and I think stun maybe is a hard word to use. Maybe got his attention. Arceo's been known to have a good chin, and he comes to fight all the time. And he's coming to fight tonight. He just seems outgunned, and the better weapons for Gesta, although good right hand there by Arceo.
Final seconds of round 4. There's a little uppercut right hand. Left hand by Gesta. And another right to finish the round.
Cuando tú oigas los 10 segundos, tienes que ponerte muy vivo porque él nada más quiere estar apretando para que no lo dejes apretar. ¿Me entendiste? ¿Me entendiste? No, no te quedes cuando él venga así. Cuando él venga y aquí cruza y remata, por favor. Él ya se cansó, Arceo. Pero él se acomoda y espera. Water. Ay mo tira ko sobra. Una atrás. Watch the best. Huwag mo tira, bagal. Bagal kay bunat maka. Ay, pero se está cansando y tienes que persigarte para estar atacando. ¿Listo? Ándale pues. Listo, se está cansando.
And here's some action from that little counter right hand, end of the round, and then a little short right uppercut. And keep in mind, Gesta is very educated with the right hand, despite edging south. And you saw how he mixed it in there with a good little check right hook and then a short right uppercut.
Leading right hook there by Gesta. It's interesting. Arceo talked a lot, and again, feet get tangled up. As you pointed out, that's what happens when you're fighting a southpaw. He talks about his experience. When does experience come into play in a fight like this?
A lot of times, again, it's hard to classify experience differentiate experience from just being shop-worn. You know, it seems Arceo's more on the shop-worn side than he is experience. Because some good shots here being landed by Gesta, but you know, because it's not like Gesta is a rookie in his own right. You know, this is a guy who's been in for the world lightweight title. He didn't win it, but nonetheless, he's been in at a pretty high level himself. So the experience of Arceo, I'm not sure matters in this case, because the experience, it might be the reason Arceo is shop-worn to begin with.
In fact, Gesta's last 3 wins, by the way, have come by knockout. Oh, there's another left hand.
And the counter as he timed Arceo coming in. And Gesta's doing some quality things in this fight, you know, showing some good counters, some good offense initiation. Sharp on the counters, changing the angles very nice. A good left hand to the stomach there.
Right uppercut.
And punching from different angles.
Certainly seen a different fighter from the last time Vasquez when he lost that fight.
Yeah.
To the fighter you see here, he said he worked a lot on the footwork and his head movement.
Yeah, and he just looks, his body language is just a bit more spunk to it. You know what I mean? He's against Vasquez. He looked really flat that night. You know, and tonight, you know, you're seeing a guy who not only is looking here to fight, but is also, you know, as I see Arceo pushing the action. Again, you can't discount the heart of Arceo. But again, you see Gesta obliging, and you know, when he's not punching, he's moving his head, he's changing the angles.
Oh, that's a right uppercut there.
And the nice right uppercut there. And he's very creative with the angles he's punching at. And these are all things that, you know, we like to see from Gesta, because he's got the ability to do them. It's just a matter of, you know, going in the gym and working on them, and then putting it together in the fight. As you see the cut now on Arceo's face.
Blood really starting to stream down the face of Arceo. But yet he's still coming forward, throwing punches and eating some. As Gesta works off the ropes. You can just tell Gesta's just a stronger guy.
Yeah, and he's calm, you know, nonetheless. Arceo's coming forward, but Gesta remaining calm and timing him on the way in.
Continues to hit him with those 2 pieces.
Necesito que no te quedes parado, ¿entendiste? Dale, ahora. Cuando lo veas venir, no te hagas así. Ponte de lado y ahí cruza. Y ese pie izquierdo hay que cambiarlo para acá. Toma. Sexto. Ya lo puedes apretar, Arceo.
And you see the action around. You see Gesta again with a sharp counter-punching combination of Arceo. But you see Arceo also did some pretty good work. You know, not for lack of effort here is Arceo losing this fight. Is trying to push the action in a lot of spots. Maybe it's a little sloppy. He's not as short and concise as Gesta. Spots. Arceo shows a little bit of spunkiness as well and pushes the action.
As we have come to the halfway point. And the doctor wants to take a look at Arceo. Dr. Gary Furness says he's okay. Halfway point here of our main event. You know, I thought it was interesting, Paulie, as Arceo continues to press the action. He said that was his game plan because he saw on tape that Gesta didn't know what to do when you pressured him. He seems like he knows what to do tonight. He's countered him. He's looked really good.
And setting up Arceo with his own pressure. You know, a lot of times he takes that half step back to shoot the counter. So he'll set that trap by leaving the space, going straight back, and then meeting Arceo with a punch like that. You know, and so despite pushing Gesta back, it's not really affected Gesta in a negative way. As Gesta's shown to be a quality boxer and knows how to set traps on his way back.
And Gesta is really finding the target, especially the head of Arceo. uppercuts. And then he steps out.
Again, very educated right hand, a little short uppercut and right hook there by Gesta as he double up on the right hand.
Blood again trickling from the face of Arceo, swelling.
On a good right hand by Arceo. Tell you, Arceo earns his check regardless, you know.
Tough guy. There's a right hand. That one snaps the head of Gesta. Oh, we got a fight now.
Gesta's got to be careful. At times, he's got a bad habit of pulling straight back a little bit recklessly. You know, I understand sometimes he'll take that half step back to set the trap and counter, but sometimes he'll just pull straight back a little bit on the lazy side. And he's gotten caught a couple times with punches while he pulls back a little bit lazily.
There's another uppercut, double uppercut by Gesta.
Not letting that counter as Arceo threw that jab.
A left uppercut.
And Gesta from the southpaw stance threw that right uppercut. And came back with the left one later in the combination. I like the way Gesta counters. At times he'll take that half step back. Sometimes he'll just hold his ground. Like right now, he's holding his ground.
Smacks him with a right hook.
Yeah, steps out as he punches, but sometimes Gesta will counter right from where he's at. And I know a planted counter has a lot more power.
Lead left hand by Gesta.
So he mixes that up very well. Sometimes taking that half step back and sometimes meeting Arceo with punches directly right there.
Seconds, round 6. It's our main event. It's a two-punch combination by Gesta.
Arceo's face is a bloody mess now. He seems like he's cut over the right eye as well. Still trying, though. Got to give him credit.
Yeah. Unfortunately, just no snap, it seems like, on his punches.
And that's a sign of a shot-born fighter.
There's a right hand by Gesta to cap the round off. Welcome back. We are in the main event here. Mercito Gesta taking on Luis Arceo. Of course, beginning of last round, they had the doctor check on Arceo. Once again, they were checking on him in between the rounds. They wanted to check on his breathing. The ref even said he thought he had taken a number of excessive head blows.
Yeah, and the accumulation sometimes can be bad as well. But Gesta certainly accumulated a lot of punishment off the head of Luis Arceo.
Oh, yeah. Number of big shots by Gesta.
Gesta's smart. He's shifty when he needs to be, and he holds his ground at other times, you know. Really class performance by Mercito Gesta.
There's a short right hook. Gesta said he needed a dominant performance tonight over a quality fighter like Arceo. Here's another three-punch combination. He wants to fight again for that lightweight title.
Yeah, and Gesta, when he shows the enthusiasm he's showing tonight in his style, you know, where he has that, it has a spunky leg movement and the creative combinations. You see a slip there by Arceo. You know, it makes him much tougher to deal with. Against Miguel Vasquez in the fight where he lost the lightweight title, he looked like he almost didn't want to be there. He was very, very sluggish, like his feet were in quicksand. And here, you know, a lot more enthusiasm in his style tonight. You know, it's not just about the quality of and the ability of Gesta. It's also the mental, the mindset, and he's just an enthusiastic fighter here tonight. And he's very creative. You can see he's thinking in there and having fun, and that's when he becomes dangerous.
And I'll tell you, Vasquez is one of those fighters too that makes a lot of people look bad just about his style of fighting.
Yeah, he's a very awkward guy.
Here we go, minute left here in round 7. Oh, good left hand. That one backs up Arceo. Right hand by Arceo. And Gesta connects with one of his own. You give Arceo credit, he is still throwing punches.
There's no
By the
quitting
punches.
Yep, no quitting the guy.
Now Arceo picking up the action here. Here's a left hand by Gesta. Another straight left. Arceo goes to the corner. Let's take a listen in. Here comes the doctor.
Okay, follow up here. Follow up here. Follow the light.
And that's it.
His eyes are not good.
Dr. Gary Furness has seen enough. Keep in mind, before the 7th round, they had checked on him, and he said the reason was too many excessive headshots.
Yeah. You know, Arceo's had a long career, fought a lot of good fighters. You know, you want to err on the caution of on the side of safety with a guy like Arceo, who was never going to quit on his own.
You hear the crowd appreciate the effort by Arceo. You love that. I mean, they respect the guy. Took a lot of punishment, but he kept coming forward, kept trying to push the action.
Yeah, and that's all he can do. You know, he didn't come here to be the favorite in the fight, but he came here and did his best. Obviously, he tried to win the whole time. He never stopped trying. Sometimes guys like that have to be saved from themselves. Gesta was clearly the better fighter and was landing some very clean head blows.
Let's go to our third member of the broadcast team. Here's Jessica Rosales. Jess?
I just talked to the doctor right now. He told me that he called the fight because he had too many head blows. He just wasn't alert when he saw him right now in the corner. I tried to talk to him a little bit more about it, and he was actually just focused in on him right now on Arceo, making sure that he's, you know, comprehending what's going on. He's still keeping his eye on him, so I think he's a little bit concerned about it, but that's why he called the fight, just too many head blows.
Thank you, Jess. You can see the swelling. You saw that cut there above the bridge of the nose. That started in the 2nd round. And early in the fight, they were concerned about his breathing. And then later, it was the headshots.
Yeah. I'd say a good stoppage.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll get the official time of this stoppage. This is Golden Boy Live on Fox Sports 1. All right, Cole, Dom, appreciate you. We'll throw to you here in just a few. We want to remind you, though, folks, next Friday, get in the ring. Paulie and I, we're going on the road with Fox Fight Night for a full card of action, including a bout between undefeated junior welterweight Frankie Gomez and Vernon Paris. It all begins next Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, only on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Of course, tonight's CompuBox stats are brought to you by ThrowdownFantasy.com. You can draft fighters, track stats, and win. Take a look at the final numbers here. And of course, Gesta landed at a higher percentage. Arceo, of course, give him credit. I mean, he threw a bunch of punches. It was just Gesta, the more effective punches. Paulie, let's recap this thing.
Yeah, and from the start, you know, Gesta set the tone, you know, nice style and nice combinations, nice fluid combinations. Knew how to initiate the offense here against Arceo's against the ropes. Knew how to step out and counter, so very, very creative on the part of Gesta, you see there. So Arceo, though, showed some life. You know, he caught Gesta a couple times pulling out with some right hands, but of course Gesta started landing these little uppercuts, and again, the educated right hand from the natural right hander fighting out of the southpaw stance. Mercito Gesta, and finally the doctor had seen enough and stopped the fight.
Gesta, once Another crack at the title as his family now joins into the ring. They've all moved here from the Philippines. Very happy. Let's get the official time of this stoppage. Here's Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time is the end of round number 7. Referee Ed Collantes calls a halt to the bout. Your winner by TKO victory, Mercito, no mercy, Gesta.
Mercito Gesta, victorious. Is he ready? Is he ready for another title shot?
Hey, man, he looked very good tonight. Quality performance by Mercito Gesta. You know, he's on the road back.
Definitely on the road back. It has been a great night of fighting here. From our studios in Los Angeles, Fox Sports Live rolls on with Cole Wright and Don Bell.